Hey, what's up, guys? This is a video response to Seth Spartan. Here he is right here. And he's talking about his personal dosages, which is testosterone and HGH regimen that he's on. And I think it's a really good one for somebody who is on a TRT dose, which he claims to be on. So I think it's really great. Now, I want to do an analysis of that, but as well incorporate what I've done in my own experience, because that's all I can do is incorporate what I found to be beneficial. And comparing, obviously, Seth Spartan to me, you know, he's way more jacked and everything, and he has probably many more years of experience of doing androgens and anabolic steroids than I have. Okay, I just started around Christmas time of last year of doing steroids. Now, what I think, what he said, which is very good, which is he's not surpassing 250 milligrams of testosterone by itself a week. Okay, and he's doing it over every day through a small injection, intramuscular injection, or I believe it's like a, what he was saying was like what you would do for taking, oh my god, I can't, like doing HGH. Okay, like a small prick in the calf muscle. Okay, now I think that there's some benefit to that, to doing testosterone every day. Now I do it every other day intramuscularly, and I think there's benefits on both. First of all, you won't have like a nice steady slow curve, right, where there's not much fluctuations over the long run. Okay, especially with testosterone cypionate, which he said he's doing. That's exactly what I do as well. So every other day I would recommend doing that. And when you have a bit of like a program, which is like a habit that you do like every other day, then you can keep track of that. If it's any more than every other day, it's really hard to keep track of, for me anyway, to keep track of that. Every day, like such as he's doing, would be that much more easier, especially when you're doing on top of testosterone compounds that have a very short ester, which is within 1 day, okay, of an ester cycle. Now, he claims to do only testosterone and HGH, and I think that would, for a lot of people at that dosage, 250 milligrams a week testosterone, and 2 to 4 IUs of human growth hormone a day. I think that could do really well for a lot of people. That's what he's recommending for himself anyway. Now, if you surpass that with not just testosterone, like I would recommend 250, and then you add on things like Mastron, you add on things like Primobolan, you add on things like Nandrolone, okay? Potentially EQ as well. Although I don't have experience with that, but maybe some of you do. If you have experience with EQ, leave it in the comment section below. For me, I feel like I've got the right balance between testosterone, Mastron, and Nandrolone. Okay, and the primary is the testosterone. That's the base. Secondary is the Mastron, which at a low dose might be at a 2 to 3 ratio with testosterone. If you start going higher testosterone, it might be a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, and this might depend on the blood work as well. But when you add Nandrolone on top of that, which is, I wouldn't recommend being a primary or secondary. This is like the third, tertiary, or what would you call it, third base. That's what I do anyway. Right now, it's at, on a cruise cycle, is around 50 milligrams a week. On my blast cycle, it would be 150. Okay, I wouldn't surpass 200 a week. When you start doing that, there might be some negative consequences with Nandrolone. Okay, and the other thing I take into account is the ratio between testosterone, primobolan or masteron, which in my case masteron, and then nandrolone, there's a relationship between those two that kind of some way work together and some ways work against each other, or like cancel each other out, or like cancel negative effects out, if that makes sense, estrogenic effects. If you were to just like be nothing but 300 tests and 300 nandrolone without anything else, I probably would not recommend that. Okay? If you're doing 300 tests and 300 masteron, nothing else, that might be, I might not recommend that too. I might recommend 300 tests and 200 masteron. But if you're doing 300 tests, 300 masteron, and 150 NPP, okay, you're adding the NPP, so you're potentially increasing estrogenic effects a little bit. And I believe that is something I would recommend as like a good trifecta that would work for the vast majority of situations, okay, for people. Now, depending on the blood work, I can make a whole video on this. This is a whole separate topic. If you're doing testosterone and your estrogenic effects are high, then you might need to take more masteron. If your estrogenics are low, or when you're doing high amounts of testosterone, then you might not need to do as much masteron, right? And masteron has great effects. I think it is like my preferred compound to do from now on. Masteron. Primobolan is great too. I might go back to that in the future. I don't know if I'd run primobolan and masteron necessarily at the same time, although you could. But what it's alongside the testosterone base. Okay, that's the key. To keep the testosterone in check at when you start going, especially in higher levels of testosterone, like 300 plus, 300 especially. When we're at 300, I think matching that with masteron is okay, especially when you're adding that nandrolone. A lot of people are afraid of nandrolone, and I understand that. The NOR19 compounds. Sorry, my dog's going crazy outside. Whatever, let him vent outside. When you incorporate the NOR19 compounds, such as nandrolone, which is a little bit stronger, a little bit more unpredictable, it's like more of a Russian roulette of the side effects. You add it in in a small amount, okay, compared to the testosterone and the secondary compound, masteron or primobolan you're running. And what that does is it maintains muscle fullness, okay? You'll get fullness. You'll maintain that fullness. You'll grow fullness with the testosterone. Masteron, you'll kind of shrink wrap yourself a bit, for lack of better words, in the bloatingness, and it'll prevent the bloatingness. Masteron will prevent bloatingness that you get from especially higher amounts of testosterone that you're running. Okay. Now, there's a difference between a cruise cycle and a blast cycle. Okay, with all these compounds, I'm on currently a cruise cycle, and my current cruise cycle, I feel like I'm making huge gains on. Like, I expected when I titrated everything down to where I'm at now that would not be making gains anymore, but I still am. Okay, very much am, which means if I'm going to increase the dosages, sorry, I gotta go outside and look after my dog. I'll wrap this video up right now. When I increase my dosages come the next month or so, titrate up about 25 milligrams each compound, and come September, probably titrate up that substantially a little bit more. Then I think that I think that I'm going to find that perfect balance between these compounds, right? The testosterone, the dihydrotestosterone, and the NOR19. That's the most important thing. But the last thing is the HGH, which right now I'm just doing a very small dose, the smallest dose of 2 IUs a day. taking the bolus of that at every night, only at nighttime. Hey, shh, 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 shh. So I'm going to leave it there. Come like September, though, I'm going to bring all of that up, including the HGH, including everything else. And I'm taking the Cialis on top of that, which is major pumps situations all over my body. It's amazing. I recommend Cialis as a add-on to your stack. Now I'm going to look after my dog. I'm going to leave this video right here. What are your guys' thoughts on this video? Leave in the comment section below. Peace.